Becky Lynch hasn't been seen on WWE TV since May, when she announced she is pregnant with the Monday Night Messiah's baby. The prophecy is fulfilled. In the months that followed, reports and interviews with Becky herself have left her WWE return in doubt, saying she'll reassess her priorities once her baby is born, and could instead transition into acting, where many producers have shown interest in her, including a possible Marvel role. Come on, live action Kim Possible, Lynch! But it seems in the face of falling ratings yet again, Vince McMahon is already negotiating her return before the baby has even debuted on the main roster of Life. According to Ringside News, and then corroborated by TalkSport and Wrestle2's Alex McCarthy, Lynch was backstage at Friday's season premiere of SmackDown. This supports Dave Meltzer's report in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that following the birth in December, man, Seth really is living that Messiah gimmick, Becky could be back in a WWE ring as soon as March's WrestleMania 37. And this could all be pointing towards a huge rematch on her return with Ronda Rousey. Rousey hasn't been seen on WWE TV for over a year and a half now, after getting pinned, but also kind of not getting pinned, by Becky in WrestleMania 35's three-way with Charlotte Flair. Meltzer wrote in Friday's Observer that Ronda is training to return to the ring, which was later confirmed by the NWA's James Storm tweeting that he was invited to help Rousey and her husband Travis Brown do some wrestling training. And now WrestlingNews.com adds WWE is planning for Rousey versus Becky in a singles match at WrestleMania 37, possibly as the main event. Citing a WWE source, they were told, Vince is hoping for Becky to be back in January or February to start the one-on-one feud with Ronda. Vince is apparently planning WrestleMania 37 to be the show that says, WWE is back and better than ever, as he doesn't want to do Becky versus Ronda in the Thunderdome with no fans. He wants the fans back, and they will be back by the time Mania rolls around. Possibly. But until that point, McMahon is going to make the most of no fans being around by seemingly intentionally trying to annoy them. We exclusively reported in May, because we do exclusives now, don't you know, that Goldberg was done with WWE for the year, which Bill himself then confirmed in interviews. His contract only has him down for 2 matches per annum, which WWE had already exhausted by April, with his 2 classics defeating The Fiend at Saudi Showdown in February for the Blue Universal title, to then drop it to Braun Strowman at WrestleMania, which was originally meant to be Roman Reigns before Reigns pulled out because of the pandemic. That booking sure held up, but on Friday's episode of SmackDown, old Bill turned up in the Thunderdome crowd to watch the Reigns versus Strowman main event, along with a bunch of other WWE legends for the season premiere like Jeff Jarrett, the Bella Twins, Mark Henry, and Ric Flair. Cameo's an amazing service, especially when you force control over everyone's accounts. But apparently there was a much bigger reason why Goldberg joined the Thunderdome. Thanks for your support on Patreon, The Kessel Run, DX Solo. According to Inside the Ropes, this wasn't just Goldberg checking in on his favourite show, because that's about monster trucks, but also to put some wheels in motion for Royal Rumble WrestleMania season, suggesting Goldberg will challenge Roman or Braun early next year, reprising the Reigns versus Goldberg Battle of the Spears match originally scheduled for 36, but now with Roman as a heel. Goldberg fighting for the Blue Universal Championship in 2021? The WWE take us for a bunch of schmucks? The answer, angry 1950s New York guy, is yes. Because also according to Inside the Ropes, Vince McMahon couldn't care less what anyone thinks about him using Goldberg, as he still believes Goldberg can pop ratings. What do you think about WWE potentially booking Goldberg in a main event top championship feud again? Let me know in the comments, where I'll be replying to people from out of nowhere while banging my head against a locker. Meanwhile, in Mexico, Lucha star Principe Aéreo, whose real name was Luis Angel Salazar, has passed away after collapsing in the ring on Saturday. He was only 26. According to PW Insider, Aéreo suffered a heart attack during a tag match with Puma de Oro against Redimo and Brazo de Oro Jr. for Mexa Wrestling at the Arena San Juan Pantalan in Mexico City. He collapsed after taking 2 chops to the chest and waiting for his opponent to rebound off the ropes for the next spot, falling to the mat. With a minute of him collapsing, he was being strapped to a backboard by EMTs and rushed to the back for medical attention. MassLucha.com reported he was then treated by the Boxing and Fighting Commission doctor, but was declared dead while being rushed to the local hospital. Aereo has mostly been wrestling for small promotions since 2010, like IWRG and Mexa, but he did work for AAA both last and this year before the pandemic, seemingly ready to take the next step in his career. NXT Cruiserweight champion Santos Escobar has tweeted his condolences and changed his profile picture to an image of Aereo with angel wings, while NXT champion Finn Balor has tweeted out the same image, posting, "Sending love to the family, friends, fans and loved ones of Principe Aereo." Following Kota Ibushi defeating Sonata in yesterday's G1 Climax final, winning the tournament and its Mario Kart level trophy, subscribe to WrestleTalk for Brian and Sonal's New Japan reviews. Fightful Select is reporting some backstage in AEW are optimistic about a working relationship with the promotion. After multiple signs a partnership could be coming, with Hiroshi Tanahashi appearing on Chris Jericho's anniversary special Dynamite, New Japan images being used for the Moxley and Lance Archer feud, and Moxley also being the IWGP US champion. Sean Ross Sapp writes that while AEW President Tony Khan tried to keep things amicable between the two sides, at least one former New Japan star, who's now All Elite, said they didn't want to do business with then New Japan President Harold anymore. But with Harold Mage leaving next month, wrestlers in both New Japan and AEW are hopeful for a working relationship, as it would mean more money for them. The main obstacle, however, is New Japan wanting to expand into the US themselves. It's part of the larger global wrestling war, and the second largest wrestling market in the world, right here in the UK, has been decisively won by AEW. While AEW has consistently beaten NXT in this year's Wednesday Night Wars in the United States, it's a very different story in the UK, where because AEW are on the much more high-profile ITV network of channels, they're reportedly doubling what even Raw and SmackDown are getting on the paid-for service BT Sport. In Humble Brag of the Week, Cody Rhodes posted, "This is some really positive, staggering data and research about our friends across the pond. Thanks to our incredible fans for such a successful first year of AEW Dynamite, we can't wait to take the team over and wrestle there." With a graphic that notes Dynamite's audience is over 5 times that of NXT, double that of SmackDown, and almost double of Raw. And as per their super enhanced contract with Warner Media signed at the start of this year, they'll soon be starting another hour of weekly programming, on top of the 2-hour Dynamite and 1-hour Dark on YouTube, which Cody has said will present itself soon, which is why they've been signing so many wrestlers during the pandemic, despite arguably not having enough TV time to showcase them all. The pandemic has significantly hit TV advertising revenue though, and there are fears Warner Media might go back on the new show to cut costs, just like how WWE stopped making 205 Live during the What do you mean it's still going on? Apparently definitely still a thing, with Wikipedia listing 5 whole wrestlers on its roster. PW Insider is reporting last week's episode of 205 Live was the start of the show's new era, which is now being taped at the Capitol Wrestling Center along with NXT each Wednesday. 205 Live is now completely under the NXT umbrella, with NXT creative staff in control of all aspects, while Mick Foley's son Dewey Foley remains its lead writer. And it's kind of a new era here on WrestleTalk too, as we will no longer be doing Thursday's NXT podcast reviews with Laurie and Adam. It's been over a year since NXT moved to the USA Network, and unfortunately, it seems a lot of our viewers have lost interest in the show, and quite simply, not enough of our subscribers are watching. A lot of people, however, do watch Blompier's How Adam Would Book series, and now you can suggest topics for what he'll do next, and then vote on the best picks by joining partsFUNknown's brand new Patreon. If you don't know already, PFK is our other wrestling YouTube channel where we make videos like Quizzlemania, our Wrestling Dungeons and Dragons series No Rolls Barred, Laurie and Luke's video essays, explained and actually good, and loads more. And if you become a PFK Patreon, you can get 48 hours early access, exclusive t-shirts, votes on what shows we make, signed Quizzlemania trophies, replica CBW belts, your own bespoke no rolls barred session, and the big hitter, the draw, a monthly play-along Quizzlemania hosted by Blompier. Click the Patreon icon on screen now to sign up to PFK today and check out the brand new Fast Feuds episode there, recapping one of my favourite feuds in history, CM Punk versus John Cena. Click the video on the right for that. And who are the 11 greatest sellers in wrestling history? Click the video below that for Adam Blompier's latest list. I've been Mr. Davis. Jam that jam.